Appreciate it.
I'm curious to talk about playoffs last year, actually, because this team obviously took such a big jump in offense. The defense is a big part of it. But what do you think from that run offensively as a group? You guys is there anything you can seize on, you can capture? What do you think you can sustain from the way that you guys are scoring the ball then?
Yeah, I think we obviously had to shoot the ball better than we did in the regular season, but I think for us to be able to reset game one of the Eastern Conference quarters was huge for us. I think we were so, I'm not going to say we heard the noise, but we looked at the statistics like we have that in the locker room, we have that before practices, before shoot-arounds, and I think we all wanted to shoot the ball better and trend in the right direction. So us being able to press the reset button and recalibrate, I think, was huge for us. So I think that is going to be an emphasis for us this year if we can come out and play that style and also hit open shots, hit the shots that we practice, we drill, and go out there and help Tyler and help Bam and help Jimmy. We're going to be a lot better off in win more games.
You were obviously pretty plug and play last year. Like day one, you were kind of doing what you do. A lot of times a veteran will come in and will say an off-season will help them, a training camp will help them with this team. But do you feel like there's much more integration to happen with you at this point?
Yes and no. I mean, I think going through a training camp and having a full camp, full preseason, as well as a full year underneath your belt with the team, it just adds that much more familiarity and cohesiveness and continuity all the way through. So I think that there's obviously things that from an overall scope as well as individually I wish would have gone better for me, but I do think that this will, again, I use that word, recalibrate. That will help me recalibrate and push forward and us team even more.
Was the plan always to come back?
Yes. Yeah. Especially after how last season went. I didn't want to have to certainly move again, but also felt comfortable with this team. Love the coaching staff, front office, teammates. I mean, as you know, you're around us. Like, really enjoyed my time here. So, I think overall, as well as lifestyle with my wife, having a number of people here, us having our baby born here, it all made sense.
And you had the second-year option, of course. Was your thinking that you'd like to play more than this one season?
Oh yeah. So I think certainly play, emphasis on play. And then we'll see after that. I would be more than willing to step into a mentorship role if they would have me, and obviously, I mean, there's no filling the void that UD and the fast shadow that he leaves over that veteran leadership role, but I certainly think that guys throughout our lineup will lead in their own way. I think that, as you guys have been around me enough, there's like that humor, there's that wit, there's that levity to the locker room, but then there's also the guy that has won big, who's been through a lot, seen a lot of highs, seen a lot of lows, can find empathy in a lot of guys' situations because I've been a part of it. So there's a lot there that I think can add to it, as well as in my day, being a great player. No, still having a lot to give on the floor, but away from the floor as well, being able to get through to guys in a very unique way that I know I'm more than capable of.
What do you think that mentorship role has done for guys like Jovic and Jakas? Like, what have your conversations been like with them?
Well, Triple J, I've known for a while, just being around UCLA. He's been especially the last few years, the college basketball player I probably watched the most. So I'm familiar with him, I'm familiar with his game, but now getting to know his personality, like he's going to be a great addition to us. And then Nico just, he just graduated high school. Like he's 20 years old. He's somebody that UD had really done a great job with, as well as as well as Kane. I mean, just a number of guys that he had a true impact on. The guys will, when OG comes around the locker room, they're going to have a big smile. They're going to light up and know that, he paved the way for them to have a lot of success. So I think, the same will be said for these guys. We have to do right by them. We have to continue to bring them along and get the best out of them because, sky's the limit for those guys.
Do you know what Spo's thinking as far as starting or coming off the bench? I know you're happy to do either.
I'm just happy to be wearing a jersey, man. I mean, No, I don't know. I'm not sure yet, but I think that's where training camp comes into play. You'll see what kind of shape guys are in, their attention to detail, how they're going to impact the team, as well as how they fit within the group that's out there. So I know. I mean, obviously we lost Max, we lost Gabe, but in terms of being out there with Jimmy and Bam, I know how to best complement their games for sure. But whether that's coming off the bench or starting, that stuff doesn't really matter to me. The same thing was kind of the same last couple of years with Cleveland as well. I knew I could make a big impact no matter where it was.
You mentioned stepping into that UD role. Is that something the team asked you to do, something you just see naturally as something that you can progress into?
Maybe naturally, it's just been brought up, but I think I definitely want to play for as long as I can and impact out there on the floor for as long as I can, so long as my body holds up and I'm mentally still as hungry as I am now, then should be good. But whenever that time comes and somebody steps into that role, it could be me. I don't know.
Thanks so much, Kevin.
Cool.
Appreciate it
Thanks.
always.